Hello guys! Welcome back! The Flash movie begins with the scene when Barry Allen enters the store and asks about a curly girl, and the store boy tells him that she might have gotten a new boyfriend. Allen lists some bakery items. At that time, Allen receives a call from Alfred Pennyworth. Alfred assigns him a new job to deal with a robbery in Gotham City. Barry asks him to call Batman. Allen watches a breaking news story about a volcano eruption in Guatemala. After that, Barry asks about his sandwich. When he notices that he has to wait, he runs into a room, and after, he is seen on the road in his suit. Before he can take run, he is interrupted by his fans. Barry used his super speed to protect the people of the city from the sinkhole. In his last moments, he saves newborn babies in hospital. On the other hand, Batman hunts down the terrorists, where Wonder Woman also joins Batman, and lastly, Barry also reaches there. Later, Allen reaches back to the store and takes his sandwich. Then he gets into the office. Barry and his friends see their boss talking to reporters just outside the research center, and he gets upset at what he heard. Barry walks away. One of the reporters notices him. Barry realizes that the reporter is actually a woman named Iris West. The two of them walk together. Barry learns that Iris knows about his father and that she is actually working on a paper. Barry defends his father and tells Iris that his father didn't kill his mother. Barry walks away from Iris, and he goes back to his apartment, where he finds a package in front of his door. He checks the package and calls his father, who is in prison. Barry talks about proving his father's innocence, but Henry tells Barry that it is fine and that he is okay with it. Barry visits their old home and remembers what happened to his mother. One day, Barry hears her mother screaming, and when he gets to check, he sees his father beside his mother, who is stabbed. Barry loses his mother, and his father is arrested for a crime he didn't commit. Barry accidentally opens and enters a portal that could bring one back to a certain event in the past. Barry decides to tell Bruce about it. Bruce warns that he might destroy everything. At that time, Bruce leaves, and Iris visits Barry. He brings her to his apartment. The two of them had a talk. Barry shows Iris the footage of his father in the store buying the tomatoes. Barry figures out that if he can travel back to the past using a speed force, then he could change the course of his mother's life, and he might just be able to save his mother from being murdered and his father from being arrested. Barry quickly leaves his apartment. Using speed and force, Barry travels back to the time his mother is buying groceries, since Nora forgot to buy tomatoes when she was buying groceries. She has to ask Henry to buy her some tomatoes. When Henry leaves to buy tomatoes, Nora is killed. Barry gets into the past. He puts a can of tomatoes in his mother's basket and leaves. Suddenly, someone punches him out of the speed force. Barry realizes that she ended up in 2013, when Barry's mother was still alive. It was the same day he got his powers. After changing his clothes, he gets inside the house and sees his mother alive, so he left later on to avoid any more interruptions. He covers his face, but the other Barry manages to take the boxers off his face and faint. Barry woke up. Barry explains everything to him and shows him his powers. When it starts raining, Barry asks the other Barry of 2013 what day it is. Barry from 2013 tells him it is September 29th. Barry realizes that it was the day when he first got his powers. Barry of 2013 needs to get those powers. If not, there's a possibility that present-day Barry would lose his powers too. They go to the research center and sneak inside. Barry from 2013 learns that he is going to be electrocuted. Before he gets his powers, he tries to leave, but Barry pushes him back down, and suddenly lightning strikes the two of them. Barry from 2013 is dizzy after getting struck by the lightning. Barry has to carry him out, as they are going to leave the research center. Barry is shocked when he realizes that he has lost his powers. Barry takes Barry from 2013 back to his room, where he gets excited after knowing that he has powers. Barry from 2013 ran out using his super speed, and he is still not used to the powers he now has. He loses control and causes an accident in the middle of the road. He gets back home. Barry tries talking to him, but he keeps on doing silly things and not listening to Barry at all. The next day they went to the park, and Barry let Barry from 2013 borrow his ring, which has his suits on. Barry from 2013 activates the ring and uses his super speed to put on the suit. They then notice the other people getting panicked over something, so they get to check it out, and Barry realizes that it was General Zod. He explains to Barry from 2013 who Zod was and what was going to happen now. He then states that he's going to find the other Justice League members to ask for help in stopping Zod. In an apartment where friends of Barry from 2013 are, he checks on the internet about the other superheroes but learns that they're not around by that time, seeing as there are no other superheroes yet at the time. The two Barrys decide to look for Bruce Wayne in Wayne Manor. They enter the manor and look around. A bearded man is seen sneaking up behind them. Suddenly, he attacks the two Barrys. When the man is down, Barry asks the man who he is, and they realize that the man is actually an alternate version of Bruce Wayne. Barry tells Bruce about Batman in his timeline. They also learn that this alternate version of Bruce Wayne has retired from crime fighting and is now staying alone in his manor. The two Barrys then convince Bruce Wayne to help find Superman, but Bruce Wayne refuses and leaves them alone. Barry brings Barry from 2013 to the covered well near the manor. He gets Barry, who belongs to 2013, to go through and open the door from the inside, and the two of them get down the well. Barry opens the lights, revealing Bruce Wayne's Batcave. Barry uses the computer to look for any unidentified objects entering the Earth's atmosphere anywhere near the state of Kansas over the last 50 years, while Barry from 2013 keeps on playing around at some point. Barry has had enough of Barry from 2013 not taking things seriously, and the Barrys have an argument, but the two of them talk it out later and apologize to each other. When Barry goes back to do his thing on the computer, he notices that a camera is turned on and points at him. He knows Batman is watching, so he calls out to Batman. Barry talks about what Bruce told them, that there are certain intersections that are always inevitable. He mentions that 2013 Bruce and the Bruce in Barry's timeline both have an Alfred, and despite the fact that they're in a different time, there are still things that are exactly the same as the ones in Barry's timeline. Later on, Barry is sleeping. He woke up and read through the file in front of him. There, he learns that Superman is being held by a mercenary group in a Siberian black site in Russia. He wakes Barry up and tells him that they need to save Superman. But the latter asks how they are going to get to Russia when suddenly Batman's jet lands in front of them. Batman puts on his Batman suit and decides to help the two Barrys. The two Barrys enter the jet, and they flew away, going to Russia. When they arrive at the black site, they use a parachute to land. They attempt to get inside, but Barry from 2013 is so clumsy that he accidentally makes noise. Scientists in the room see them and sound the alarm. The guards arrive and start shooting at the two Barrys until Batman flew down, knocking out everyone, and approaches the Kryptonian pod, and Batman tries to hack the Soviet security cyber scrotum with a phone. Barry from 2013 decides to try all combinations and actually manages to open the pod, but instead of Superman, they see Supergirl. They bring Kara to Wayne Manor and let her rest. When she wakes up, Barry reminds her that they went to the black site to find Calle but found her. Kara asks them why they are looking for Calle. Barry says that he is friends with Calle. They realize that Calle and Kara's pods got separated, and only Kara's pod made it to Earth. Kara sees the news playing behind the two Barrys and sees that Zod is on Earth. She puts on her Supergirl suit, and when Barry from 2013 notices that Kara is having a hard time due to her headache, he asks her if she is feeling fine. Kara shows him by destroying a statue. Barry requests that Batman recreate the original accident so he can get his powers back, but it fails and almost kills Barry. Barry from 2013 tries to stop them. Barry refuses and asks Batman to electrocute him again before passing out. Kara then carries Barry up, taking him into the storm. Barry got struck by lightning and finally gained his powers back in 2013. Barry gives him back his ring and shows off the suit he made for himself. They prepare to fight Zod and his forces. The two Barrys decide to fight Zod's men to slow them down for Kara, who is facing Zod. Kara learns that Zod intercepted infant Kal-El's journey to Earth and killed him when he realized that Kal-El didn't have the growth codex they were looking for. Kara, who has the codex, attacks Zod while Batman is seen fighting Zod's ships. Bruce's jet got hit, and Zod killed Kara before retrieving the codex from her. Bruce decides to sacrifice himself and hits one of Zod's ships with his jet. Both Barrys then travel back through time so they could have another chance to save Batman and Supergirl. Kara and Bruce are still dying. Barry from 2013 tries to travel back through time again, but Barry stops him now, having realized what Bruce meant when he said that going back to the past still wouldn't stop the inevitable. Barry tells Barry from 2013 that he only went back in time so he could try and save his mother, but Barry now knows that saving her wouldn't fix anything. It would only change the course of the world for the worse, so Barry plans on undoing what he has done. Barry from 2013 refuses, and he is angry that Barry is giving up. He believes that he can save everyone and that nobody will die. Barry reminds the other Barry about what their mother used to tell them: not every problem has a solution, and sometimes it's better to let go of it. Barry is just going to let their mom die. Barry from 2013 runs away, and just as Barry wants to chase after him, he is stopped by the Dark Speedster. It is then revealed that the Dark Speedster is actually Barry from 2013, who spent years trying to save the world from Zod. He made Barry create him and knock him out of the Speed Force so that he could proceed with his plan. When he learns that the original Barry is going to get on his way by reversing the timeline, the future Barry from 2013 decides to kill him. 2013 Barry moves to stab Barry, but Barry from 2013 jumps in front of him and sacrifices himself. Barry from 2013 and Barry from 2013 win. After that, Barry travels back in time. Nora sees him, and he is supposed to be a child at that time. She does not recognize him, she only thinks that he is a sad guy, and she comforts him. Barry freezes the time and picks up the can of tomatoes from Nora's cart. He cries as he looks at his mother one last time before putting the can of tomatoes back on the shelf, ready to go back to his own timeline. However, he sees the camera and decides to make a minor change to create new evidence that would help prove his father innocent. He goes back to the present and makes his way to court, where the trial has begun. The lawyer shows the now changed footage of Henry taking a can of tomatoes from the top shelf, which shows his face to the camera, proving that he wasn't at the scene when the crime happened. After the trial, he receives a call from Bruce, who congratulates him on winning the trial. Bruce arrives, and Barry sees a different man. Bruce's appearance changes once again in a post-credits scene. Barry is seen telling a drunk Arthur Curry, also known as Aquaman, about his travels through the multiverse. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe. Take care, and see you next time.